We're doing okay. Tottenham didn't lose away from home yet, so it's going to be an interesting one. I will be there.
And this, Mikel Arteta's brought some fantastic players. There's some real strength in depth this time around. A slight injury apparently to Gabriel earlier tonight, but there's so much strength in depth on that bench now, isn't there? Do you think that could be the difference this year, Thierry?
I think the difference so far is how solid we have been, and rightly so. You're going to have to mention some guys at the back, and people do mention them, but it's the way the team defends. I keep on saying that if you don't defend well as a unit, you're going to be exposed to concede goals, and unfortunately for us the other day, we conceded 2. It didn't happen for a little while. But everyone believes, everyone thinks that it can be the year, so hopefully I'm not going to jinx it. That's all I hope for Mikel, that's all I hope for the team, that's all I hope for the fans, and hopefully we can finally win the title again.
I have to start with a question you're going to get asked a lot tonight. You're here at Spurs. What's that like?
Weird.
Yeah?
I never came actually to the new stadium. I used to come a lot in the old one and win a lot, but yeah, that's nice, huh? Very nice.
Okay, into your lane, as you would say, who's winning the Premier League this season?
Oh, as a fan, I'm going to have to go with Arsenal. What type of question is this? I'm going to have to go with Arsenal, obviously, because I do think we do look solid. A bit less against Burnley the other day, I have to say, but it's time for us. Hopefully it can happen.
The Sunday Telegraph featuring this Arsenal scare as Gabriel, injured in Brazil friendly, limped off yesterday with a groin problem. A concern, despite how often, Jules, we've spoken about the depth of Arsenal's squad, few that they would like to be without less than someone like Gabriel.
Yeah, that's true, especially before a run of games where you have to play the North London derby against Spurs on Sunday, then Bayern Munich at home in the Champions League, and then go away to Chelsea, as much almost defensively than going forward. With Gabriel on set pieces, he's so key to everything this team was doing. At least he's in London. The game was played at the Emirates against Senegal yesterday, so he would be able to be assessed very, very quickly by the Arsenal medical staff and see what that groin problem is. Carlo Ancelotti didn't have much to say, really didn't know much last night. There will be scans today, and then they will have a better idea. At least, I don't know, groins are a bit tricky sometimes because we've seen a lot of players suffering from that, like Lamine Yamal that we mentioned earlier, for example, with pubalgia and things like that. It could just be about precaution that he came off. It doesn't seem that it's as serious as a hamstring where you feel your hamstring gone, for example. So let's see what this can say.
For all their quality, and I think we spoke a little bit earlier off air about the depth in that Arsenal squad, there's a very talismanic sort of feel to Gabriel, isn't it? Because of everything Jules said, that not just a brilliant defender and they take pride in not conceding, but also his way in at set pieces too, that he is and has become arguably one of their 2 or 3 most important players?
Without a doubt, because it's both ends. It's both ends, and he's the guy that Rice is aiming for 9 out of 10 times. He's the guy that makes first contact. And that is huge. That is, it's not going to work all season. There's no way it works all season because it didn't work all last season. Arsenal, it tailed off how many goals they were scoring from set pieces as people sort of prepared for it a lot more. So, but at this stage in the season, where they really do make hay with it at the moment, having Gabriel on the pitch is huge for them. And even at the back, where it was once Saliba that was regarded as the guy that was essential, and if they haven't got Saliba, it can't possibly... Gabriel has almost taken that position from Saliba, that people see him as their main defender. So it would be huge. It would be huge. And 2 or 3 weeks ago, it looked like everyone was, this is Arsenal's. This is absolutely Arsenal's. And then suddenly, one weekend of results where things flip a little bit. Now you've got what if Gabriel was injured, and it opens it up again, which is interesting.
To Gabriel here. Is it serious?
We don't know much yet. It's a bit early. The question was asked to Carlo Ancelotti after the game. He said he felt something in his groin on the right hand side. We saw that on the footage anyway. I guess if you're Mikel Arteta right now and any Arsenal fan around the world, you're just hoping that it is by precaution that Gabriel came off, that he would not be too serious, because in a week time they obviously play the North London derby against Tottenham, and after that they will have Bayern Munich at home in the Champions League, and then they go away at Chelsea. the following weekend. So there's loads of massive games coming up for Arsenal, and the last thing you want is to lose Gabriel before those games. So I think the scan's probably booked for tomorrow, I believe. At least it's good he's in London right now, because the game was at the Emirates. They've been training at the Arsenal training ground pretty much all week for this game against Senegal. So he's in familiar territory, if you want, which is a very good thing, even to be assessed by his own doctors, unlike other players who might be with the national team far away from where the clubs are. So that's the positive thing. But for now, we don't know too much about it. Carlo Ancelotti didn't seem too worried, I guess. But again, I don't think he knew too much about it either.
For Arsenal, guys, the focus is on contracts, because Arsenal did a fantastic job in the summer transfer window. Arsenal will have a new man as part of their recruitment team, and it's going to come from Italy, so same as Andrea Berta, who was the director at Atletico de Madrid, but he's Italian. And another Italian man is coming at Arsenal, and is Maurizio Micheli. Maurizio Micheli is one of the key figures at Napoli now. He's going to leave the club with immediate effect. He's already communicated his intention to go to Arsenal. But Micheli is one of those men who, together with the former director Cristiano Giuntoli, was one of the men who helped Napoli build some of their best signings in the recent years, going from Kvaratskhelia, from Kim Min-jae. So always a leading figure when it's time to scout players and decide who is the right signing. Well, you can imagine signing players like Kim Min-jae, players like Kvaratskhelia. Not bad at all. And so Maurizio Micheli is going to Arsenal. Meanwhile, Arsenal are working on new contracts. For Arsenal, contracts are very, very important. We saw that because they extended the contract of William Saliba. They did a very good job with Miles Lewis-Kelly, with Ethan Nwaneri. So Arsenal are always on point when it's about new contracts. And I wanted to mention three more. So for Bukayo Saka, Arsenal are making very good progress. There is a negotiation ongoing, but the exchange is quite positive between Arsenal and Bukayo Saka's camp over new contract. Saka wants to stay. Arsenal obviously wants Saka to stay. So the conversation is very good at this stage between Saka and Arsenal. Jurrien Timber, conversations underway between the Dutch defender and Arsenal over new contract. So also in this case, the talks are ongoing. Arteta is a big fan of the player. Timber is helping in several positions. Arsenal believe that his potential is still huge. So he is already doing fantastic, but he can do even better in the future. And so Arsenal want to give him a new deal as soon as possible. And the conversation is well underway with Bukayo Saka and with Jurrien Timber. So let's follow these two situations, because Arsenal are really working hard on these two. And then what's next? Now the priorities are Saka, Timber. Don't forget that he also gave a new salary to David Raya, same length of the contract but higher salary, to make him happy. He was already happy, but to make him happier and to reward him as he deserved, as David Raya is doing fantastic for Arsenal this season. And not only, after all of this, so not today, not tomorrow, it's going to take time, but in Arsenal plans, there is also the idea to offer a new contract to Declan Rice. So Arsenal also want to discuss with Declan Rice and offer him a new deal. It's part of the plans, it's part of the conversation, so let's follow that situation, because also Declan is going to be one of the names being mentioned internally for a new deserved contract.